We had seen in the Gemara in Bava Metzia 85a how Rav Zera, when he made Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael, what did he do? He fasted 100 fasts to forget what?
To forget everything we learned
In Bavel, in Babylonia. He forgets 100 fasts to forget what he learned of the Talmud Bavli. And that's in the Talmud Bavli writes this, in Bava Metzia. The Lishkach Gemara Bavla'a Minei. Why? So it shouldn't disturb him, the Gemara says. What does it mean? So we saw, if we began already to understand the need, what the reason that Rav Zera, upon his making Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael, rising up, had to fast to forget. We saw it quickly, or actually I'll read you something else. We saw a few works in the Hasidic sources in the Balatanya. The teacher of the Balatanya, Rav Menachem Mendel Mivitebsk, the teacher of the Balatanya, he says also when you come to Eretz Yisrael, you have to get rid of all the levels you attained outside of the land to be like a simple person and to start from scratch. Also, Rav Nachman Mibreslov, Likutei Moharan, 246 different teachings he has numbered, right? Reish Mem Vav. For when someone must achieve an insight or ascend to some spiritual level, to go up to a higher level, it is necessary to forget his earlier wisdom. As we find, Rav Zera fasted in order to forget the Babylonian Talmud. This is because he had to achieve an even greater insight, that is, the Torah of Eretz Yisrael. And he explains here the comments of Kramer. Realizing that the strong dialectical approach favored in Babylon would conflict with the simpler, less polemic approach, method of learning favored in the land of Israel, he fasted in order to forget his previous studies. Now we talked about that, how the Torah of Rashi brings down also the Torah of Chutz La'aretz was this more argumentative, attacking in this. As the Gemara says in Sanhedrin 24, the students of Eretz Yisrael are more manimim ze b'ze b'halacha. They're pleasant with each other. You say that, I see that opinion, I see the truth in that. You have a point there, but what about this? And this more holistic approach of seeing how the different pieces, the different elements, the different opinions are all necessary to make up a bigger truth. The Babylonian, the rabbis say, are more this attacking, you're wrong, it's this way. So on the simple level, he had to forget that approach, to learn a new approach. But we said it's even deeper, this holistic view, seeing the world in this divine perspective, this higher perspective, the vantage point that Eretz Yisrael provides. We saw in the Gemara Bava Batra all the sources that we've seen up till now. I was also missing the previous 8 sources. It's not so easy, but I can't repeat it all. This special view requires this spiritual, loftier level, requires a forgetting of the previous. We mentioned if you have these broken glasses, fractured glasses of Bavel, as the Gemara said in Psachim, you see the world in darkness, you see the Torah in darkness because you live in the land of darkness. So you have to change your glasses, change this point of view. But deeper than that, we explained how when a new level is now prepared in the soul, a new elevated status, which we said, we said the Chesed Avraham, Rav Azulai, writes that upon entering the land of Israel, one receives a special neshama. Like on Shabbat, you get an extra neshama. An objective reality. The first night in Eretz Yisrael, when you wake up, you come out with this special, new, super energized potential, spiritual capacity. And we likened it to the gas tank. Remember the metaphor of the gas tank? That when you come to Israel, you feel this lacking. You feel that you're getting lower. You think that you come to a higher level, a spiritual level, and you feel that you're going down. So imagine this gas tank of 200 liters, whatever, and you fill it up, 200 liters, and you feel fine. But then you come to a place where you get you change your gas tank to that of 400 liters, and you continue with the old, what you've done up till now. Your praying is the same, learning is the same, continue like you did before, filling up your tank with 200, and you feel empty, you feel this void, this lacking. And you wonder why, what's going on? I came to Eretz Yisrael and expect to be on a higher level, and here I feel even worse. My spiritual status I feel my prayers are less than this. Where's the holiness of the land of Israel? As we'll see this deeper soon. But it's not because Eretz Yisrael is worse or you're lower. It's because of your potential is so much higher and you're not living up to it. You haven't done that which is needed to, like the Rav Nachman writes here, to ascend to a higher spiritual level. You think things are going the same and you feel this lacking. That is part of this divine mechanism that forces you to rise, forces you to develop. We said the necessity is the mother of advance. It pushes you, right, invention, I just paraphrased that there. It forces you to grow, to develop. You can't stay where you were before. Because the previous stage no longer satisfies. No longer, like I said, the 200 liters no longer feels that you're filling your tank. And if you're not aware of why, as we'll see, you attribute it to the weakness, something's wrong with Eretz Yisrael. But again, this is the beauty of this divine mechanism. When you are supposed to grow, when you're ready to grow, when this new level demands its expression, then your outer level, your life level remains what it was. But this inner level, this inner potential, this new gas tank is demanding a total different level. And you won't be able to stay that way. You'll feel this angst, this crisis. And that's what Rav Zera was aware of that. Therefore, he fasted to get rid of. Not that all that he learned was bad and evil. But he had to now go to a higher level to forget what he had before, to get this new level. And then all that previous level will come back to him, so to speak. It's not like it totally wiped out. But it'll come back to him in a different perspective, in this higher, loftier understanding of the wisdom of the Torah of Eretz Yisrael. But what we started doing, this letter of Rav Avram Kalisk, one of this group of the first Hasidim that made Aliyah in Tafkuf Lamed Zayin, 1777, Common Era, with Rav Menachem Mendel Mevitebsk and others that came to Tzvat, and he writes to his Hasidim. This is what we're in the middle of, this letter that's brought down in many places. Writes to them, telling them, those outside the land, be aware and beware of what takes place when you enter the land of Israel. And we're not going to go back to where we were, we'll just continue in that letter where we left off. When you come here, and your Talmud is in your hand, in other words, you come with all that you've learned, all your spiritual levels, what you're used to up till now. And you think that now you get to Eretz Yisrael, everything is going to rise up even higher. My prayers and my learning is going to be super duper, extra, even greater than it was before. But it's not so. Lo mitardei, b'tchila bekal. You don't settle in immediately in Eretz Yisrael. His mind is meturefet, we said, we brought down that, right? Your mind, it goes crazy almost. Because all of your levels of worship, all of your, what you're doing up till now becomes confused, seems that they're lost. It's like on your ship that is meturefet bayam, this ship that is in the seas, that is flying up and down in the waves. That he can't find himself. All of his spiritual powers are no longer with him, no longer clear and what it was up till now. Everything's to be confused and mixed up. There's a lot more to, again, learn in this letter. You don't have it in front of you, so I won't do the details of the terms he uses and how the Gemara that he refers to of this levels of confusion and the need to be aware of this ahead of time to prevent or to minimize this crisis that you'll be facing when you come to Eretz Yisrael. He goes, this settling in the land of Israel, not this physical settling, this settling of mind, this settling of the spiritual levels, this acquiring them and internalizing these higher levels takes a long time. And it's not unified. No, it's not one for all. It could be a different length of time for one person, take a greater time, less time. But it's all because of this new level of life that is waiting, is now standing and waiting around the corner to reveal itself, to push through. What is it? The breaking of the shell, right? This new energy, this new life of the chick, that to break the shell in order to get to this higher level. The fullness of life that no longer be contained and expressed in this tiny shell. What was up till now was sufficient. It was great. I was doing great in America and Europe, whatever. So why here things are worse? They're not worse. They're even better, and therefore they demand like this new level. What the rabbis will say soon, the Yeridah Torah Aliyah, going down for the sake of going up.